when USA beats Canada on their home ice. We're going to be chugging maple syrup after we win.
Okay,
Canadian maple syrup. Let's go. Give it to us. Give it to us. Maybe chug a couple beers after the game. Welcome back to another episode of the Inquisitive Mamba Podcast. This is episode 139. I hope everyone is having a great day, great night, wherever you are around the world. So much to get into on tonight's show. We are so sorry that we were not able to record for you guys last week, but the Couch Report's Ethan had an amazing time in Philadelphia. We'll talk all about his time for the parade. The Eagles winning the Super Bowl, beating the Kansas City Chiefs 40-22. I know we didn't get to record for you guys last week with that Super Bowl episode that you guys were desperately missing and waiting, but now we are recording for you guys and we're officially here. The Kendrick Lamar halftime show, was it a bust? Was it not? The NBA All-Star format this past weekend. USA versus Canada in the championship this Thursday night. The four nations. What an electric win for the United States of America against Canada in Montreal this past Saturday night. Captain America Brave New World came out this past Friday for all you lovers out there on Valentine's Day. I know I saw a lot of couples out there having fun this weekend, but I hope everyone had a great weekend. But before we officially get into tonight's show, make sure to hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Make sure to follow Ethan's TikTok at The Couch Reports on TikTok. And make sure to follow the podcast on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts, The Inquisitive Mamba. Without further ado, let's get into tonight's show, shall we?
Let's go. Let's do this.
I've been hyped. I mean, I'm so ready for this one. I'm like anxiously waiting. All right, let's start. Let's go right away. We'll get into the Super Bowl, of course, but we got to ask you how your time was in Philly, the parade, the whole nine. Go for it.
First time back since I was like a child.
Mm-hmm.
So it lived up to the hype. Like everything I wanted. I would say parade-wise, me and my brother decided to camp out since 12 a.m. And it didn't start until basically 2 p.m. because it starts from 11, which is the link where the stadium is, and goes all the way up to Broad Street, the art museum. And that's like a 3-hour wait also.
Oh my gosh.
So we were there for probably about like 17 hours just stuck like
you were just camped outside for 17 hours?
Yeah, camped outside, and then like once the parade ended too, traffic and everything was just bad.
Oh my gosh.
But overall, trip-wise, it was very good. I enjoyed it. I can understand now why some of the fans live, breathe, and die the Eagles.
Yep.
I can also see why Philly is so much happier when the Eagles are winning. I met a lot of passionate fans, some that flew out from as far as Los Angeles just for that day, just for the parade, and then dipped after. That's crazy. I had others from Arkansas show up in just shorts and like were ready for the whole thing.
Did you have? Let me ask you. Did you have a cheesesteak?
Yes, I did.
Where did you go? Where did you go? I think I saw your Instagram post.
Yeah.
Which one?
I went to Pat. I went to Gino's. I went to D'Alessandro's.
Okay.
Unfortunately, could not make. Where can I not go? Angelo's. I missed Angelo's.
Okay. Did you get the cheesesteak in South Philly?
I'm assuming so, yeah.
Well, this is what I meant to
double check.
I forgot to mention this last time on the podcast. When I was in Philadelphia, the 2 times that I went, the first time that I went was the COVID time. So I actually made a mistake. I didn't actually go to Gino's. I went to the other place that wasn't in South Philly. So I'm told for the cheesesteak experience, the traditional experience, you went to Gino's, so I'm sure it was good. But there's the 2 tourist spots. I can't remember the name of these places. I'm pretty sure I sent you the picture. However, these 2 places are the tourist spots that have been on like the Food Network and stuff. And I'm told that they're not the traditional true Philly cheesesteak style. However, Gino's and Pat's are the 2 like famous places in South Philly. Yeah, and those are like the legit cheesesteaks. But
open 24/7. I'll be honest, I think that it wasn't like my favorite. Like I can understand if that's like a basic line for cheesesteaks, but I asked a bunch of people from Philly like, "Where's your favorite?" A lot of people said D'Alessandro's, the one I went to.
Okay.
And then I wanted to go to Pat's, but just couldn't make it. I had to fly out before the storm kept me there, the snowstorm.
What would you rate the cheesesteak? What was your favorite place? Gino's or you didn't go to D'Alessandro's, right?
No, I did. That was my favorite for sure. Yeah, without a doubt.
What would you rate D'Alessandro's cheesesteak?
I'd give it a 10 out of 10. I go again. I think the value.
A 10 out of 10? You can never give a cheesesteak a 10 out of 10. Or any food.
That place maybe, at best, then like a 9 out of 10.
Fair.
It's not 10 out of 10.
I was saying, because I don't think you can get a 10 out of 10 because like you're going to have another cheesesteak eventually and you're going to say, is that 1 out of 10?
Okay, that's a good point. I would say that because it was my last one also. just like the value, the quality of everything is like
Mhm.
went up a
And
notch for me.
was it huge too? Was it a big
Yeah,
cheesesteak?
it was definitely like my forearm, probably a foot long almost. Yeah, for
Holy
like
shit!
$17.
Did you get a
Yeah,
Coke
definitely
with a
worth it.
bag of? Did you get
We ate Hearst chips from Wawa's, and then I just
a? Okay.
had what is it? A half and half from Wawa's also.
Wow
Lemonade and iced tea.
Wawa's from Pennsylvania. That's where it's from.
Huge thing, yeah. Huge
Because we
thing.
have Wawa down here now. Wawa's gas.
Oh, I didn't know you guys had it also. It was my
Yeah, we
first
got
time.
Wawa.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Wawa all up along the East Coast. I'm pretty sure now. When I was in college, we'd go there a lot. We have a couple actually here in Fort Myers. We have one in Fort Myers. We have another one in Cape Coral in Southwest Florida. So
Okay.
we have a few of them. So Wawa's definitely growing for sure. They've got some fire food as well.
It's pretty I would say it's equivalent to like AM PM on the West Coast maybe, where it's just like
Okay.
there's so many gas stations of them that a lot of people just always go there. But
The
hey, shout out to
highlight
Wawa's.
highlight of the parade for you. What was it?
Highlight of the parade for me.
Yeah.
I met a lot of Philly like beat reporters.
Oh, that's cool.
That was probably the highlight for me.
Hmm.
I read their tweets dang near every day,
Yeah.
especially during football season. And then like you put like a real life face to like their tweets. It's
Hmm.
like pretty interesting.
Yeah. So you say the highlight of the parade for you was meeting the beat reporters and stuff. Did anyone get it? Did you see any like crazy stuff? Or anyone get any rowdy? Or were you just not in a section that was that bad? Or because I know
No,
there was the shooting.
yeah, I was definitely as close as like fans could get.
Wow.
So basically, if I had to like explain to you, it's like the art
Hmm.
museum where the Eagles team is, and that's where like the speeches are.
Yeah.
That's like the Rocky Steps, and then after that is like the family and media.
Okay.
Yeah, luckily me and my brother did research and we're like watching YouTube videos of it. We're like, if that's where all the fans and like the paid fans and family are, like,
Hmm.
there's no shot we're getting there. So we did the
Yeah.
best thing, which was where they put like the barricade and where like the
Hmm.
fans camped out. Yeah, where I stood, there was like a fight. Like a guy was trying to
Gross.
like people that were coming in late basically try to get to the front. And if you know Philly fans, like they're just like they're not having that. Like, come on, bro. Like some people are here all night and you're coming basically off your shift or off of I don't know Coors Light and you just want to go to the front.
There were just a bunch of rowdy people there, but
Yeah,
I'm glad you had a good time. I mean, the Eagles players got lit. Nolan Smith. I don't know if you saw the TikTok
yeah.
videos, dude. I was sending those to my friend, dude. He was lit like a
He
Christmas
was the
tree.
drunkest, definitely one of the drunkest Eagles. Yeah.
So you saw the speeches as well, the AJ Brown
Hmm.
speak, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, where you can call him a diva, but one thing you have to say
Yeah,
correctly, he's an
he's a
effing champion.
champion. Yeah. Did
Yeah.
how long was the parade itself?
Parade itself started at 11. Me and my brother were not able to leave until like 4, like get to our car till 4. Yeah, and we parked relatively close. We're like 2 blocks away.
Wow.
Yeah, so
You
11 a.m.
definitely
to 4.
did you have a few beers?
I did not. I did not
No. Uh-huh.
because I knew once I left that spot, I could not like get to a porta potty. It didn't matter if the porta potty was legit.
Shit.
After the
Yeah.
barricade, they're like, "Yeah, we can't let you in." And in my head, I was like,
Wow.
"So
So
how do people,
you
use the
sacrificed.
restroom?"
Yeah.
So
Jeez.
legit, you go anywhere in Philly at that time,
Hmm.
people were just pissing on the ground.
I believe it. Oh,
They just like straight up like piss on the
yeah.
ground, like in the yard. Like afterwards, that
Totally can
whole
yeah, I can see that.
destroyed. That whole city
Yeah.
destroyed. Yeah.
So now that you visited Philadelphia at the age you're at now, and
Yeah.
you've seen it firsthand, would you
Hmm.
say that it's not like the nicest city? Like outside of the Eagle stuff, like it's not like this pretty city.
Okay, so context, like I think when you think of like a pretty city, you think of like Los Angeles. Like you
You
think of
think
like the
of
palm
even
trees, you think
yeah,
of the nice water, you think of like the people smiling on Beverly Hills. I
yeah,
definitely wasn't in like that area itself.
right.
I would say it's more of a gritty city, just like how a lot of
Yes.
people describe it to me. It's a
Yep.
gritty city. It's cold as heck. Let me give props to people
Yeah.
out there. I now understand there's a difference in cold weather of like the Pacific Northwest and the East Coast
Yes.
because I was bundled up
I believe
and
it.
I like couldn't feel anything. Like
Were
my
you
hands
freezing
were
your ass
numb.
off?
Yeah,
What
I
was the
was wearing
temperature?
snow gloves, like probably 29 degrees.
Yeah, it's cold. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I was
sounds
wearing
about
snow
right.
gloves, snow pants. I was like triple layered. I thought I was ready.
Oh, that's
No.
funny.
Yeah, that was a different game.
Was your brother cold too? I imagine he was probably
A
cold
hundred
too.
percent. Luckily, we
Yeah.
had chairs, like foldable chairs.
Hmm.
We would crash. Yeah, some people did not have that luxury, so they were standing the whole time.
Jeez, man. So you came
Yeah,
prepared though, but I mean,
yeah,
like I said, it looked like a great time. It looked like you had a lot of fun too. I thought what was really cool though, the Love Hurts thing with Jalen Hurts.
yeah. That was
With that,
fire.
that was fire. I
Yeah,
low key kind of want one of those t-shirts. They
I'll
haven't made
definitely
them
cop a
yet
hoodie.
though. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not a big hoodie guy, even though I'm wearing one
okay,
right now. Well, it's hot
yeah.
down here too, but
That's true in Florida as
if they
always.
come out with a t-shirt, be kind of cool. I'm sure they will. His marketing team and Jordan, they'll definitely come out with it.
100%. I'm
Yeah,
hoping it's a green one too, just like the Kelly green. That'd be cool.
that'd be cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah, hats off to you guys. That was an awesome parade. It was cool. I know there was a little shooting there, but it wasn't as
Yeah,
like
hopefully they're okay.
yeah, it wasn't as like mass shooting as like the KC one last year was
Thank
that
God.
bad. But hopefully the
Yeah.
people are okay. I haven't really seen anything further about it, but I did see Nick Sirianni pouring some liquor in
Yeah.
at the
Pour
bar.
some liquor on some
That
people.
was funny. Cooper DeJean, he was I feel like he was the highlight of the parade.
Yeah. Big shout out to Coop. Big shout out to Coop. We'll
Saquon
talk about him later.
grabbed the ball boy out of the crowd,
Yeah.
which was
Just
cool.
lifted him up, drank some
Yeah.
Hennessy with some people. Yeah, it was lit. Shotgun with his wife. Taught her how to shotgun.
Yep.
Yeah.
What I also thought was cool too was the parade was on Valentine's Day.
Yeah. The city of brotherly love.
Love
Where
hurts.
else? Yeah. Come
Where
on. It's just poetic.
it's romantic.
It was meant to be. It
It
was meant to be.
it's Cooper DeJean's birthday, Saquon's birthday on the Super Bowl. They win the Super Bowl.
What did I
I
tell
s-
you?
you
What did I
did,
tell
you
you?
did, you did. I was completely wrong about it, but let's do it. Let's shift to it.
Let's talk
Let's
about
go
it.
back to Sunday, February 9th, the Super Bowl LIX in New Orleans. I did not expect the Philadelphia Eagles to blow out the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't think you did either. I don't think you can. I don't think, yeah, BTA. I don't, Chauncey
BTA.
Gardner Johnson Jr. The parade, the Swifties can lick my balls. Really? Is he 10 years
Hey,
old?
hey, it was funny. I thought it was a little ha-ha
Come
moment. I
on.
saw what he did there.
It was corny. It was corny.
Yeah.
Anyways, going back to the game, I didn't expect you guys to blow them out. I thought it was going to be very close, just like the last game. I was very concerned when I took the Kansas City Chiefs bet, when I took the money line bet. I didn't take the -1 or 1.5. I was like, this is going to be a very close game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. But leading up to the game, I was getting superstitious. I was like, team has never three-peated before. I was very confident that the Chiefs were going to do it. But then again, I was like, the Eagles did it to the Patriots,
Yes, we did.
and it's so hard to beat. It's like it was one of those things that was giving me superstitious vibes. And then the 33 plus 26 to 59, that really irked me right there, made me wonder. But let's talk about the game. I mean,
Let's talk about it. Where do you want to start?
we can start at the beginning, the middle, the end, wherever. It's just, I mean, if you want to say it wasn't a very exciting game for the NFL and football fans, it wasn't. However, for the Eagles fans, for you guys, it was great. But let's not sit here and say the Chiefs were in that game at any point. They got blown. They were down 40-6 at one point.
The score says otherwise.
They were
Yeah.
40-22. They had the 2 touchdowns at the end
Yeah.
there. They got hosed.
Yes.
That game, Ethan, reverted back to when the Chiefs played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers a few years ago when their offensive line collapsed. That pass rush, when I told you, I said, you guys have the pass rush if you guys can get home on Mahomes, if you guys can. If you want to say the other side of it as well with Jalen Hurts, and he was very impressive. He is the highest completion percentage in Super Bowl history as of right now. I think it's like 73.6. However, Saquon didn't even have to do anything.
No.
I think the problem with the Chiefs during that game was they game planned entirely for Saquon that entire 2 weeks. Now it's not a bad thing.
No, it's not. That was the correct thing to do.
Hurts had two. I think in that game, he had 2 bad throws. Maybe I missed another one, but he had the interception, of course, to Brian Cook where he got hit and he threw the duck.
Thank you for saying that he got hit. Yeah.
And then the Goddard one was a bad throw. Where McDuffie hit him in the head. That was a bad throw.
Sailed over.
Other than that, I didn't see much, do you want to say Hurts, the haters and the naysayers and where they at now? He proved the doubters wrong. He really did.
Thank you.
He played a great game. I think Kellen Moore could have called a better game plan, I think, overall. But, I mean, I think it was a very balanced attack. I mean, they really couldn't get Saquon going on the ground game. Hurts made the right throws. He was great with his legs. He deserved to win MVP. But I don't know. The Chiefs, they couldn't put anything together. There was no
Nothing.
offensive momentum at all, and they just looked flustered at times. So I just was really confused on their game plan. They thought they could come back at some point when they were down 24-0, and then it got down to 34-0, and I was like, this is embarrassing. This is ugly.
That was the largest deficit I'm positively sure that Mahomes has ever had in his career.
Largest deficit, because the other one was against the Texans in the AFC Championship. I think that was 24 points.
But they came back.
They did. They came back, and that was the Deshaun Watson, Hopkins Texans. But yeah, I mean, it just, for some reason too, that game for the Kansas City Chiefs, they just looked extremely unprepared. Like they came into the game and it didn't look like they even wanted to be there. I don't know if it was if they put too much effort and too much gas from the Buffalo Bills game. Didn't seem like it to me. The Eagles were the better team. I told you guys you had the best roster in the NFL. It's just going to be about if you guys can put it together for 60 minutes. You called a great game plan. Let's shout out to Vic Fangio too, the defensive mind there. I mean, that was special.
Oh my goodness. I told you, right? 0-8.
You guys
0-8.
The fact that you guys didn't send one blitz at Mahomes.
Not one.
Is
not
insane.
One blitz.
I mean, not one.
Not one.
I mean, I like I said, Chris Jones got hurt earlier in the game. That didn't have a huge factor, I don't think. And,
no, did not.
People were saying, oh, should they ban the tush push because of Chris Jones' neck injury and stuff? No. You guys deserve to win that game. You punched them in the mouth. The Chiefs had no answer. They couldn't do anything. There was really no pass rush on Jalen Hurts. I was surprised. I really was. I really was. Go ahead.
All right, let's break it down.
Yeah.
First drive. Do you think that was a PI on AJ Brown?
I'm glad you brought that up. Yes, that was PI, offensive pass interference on AJ Brown. The reason why, and this is I tweeted this too. I said to friends, that is pass interference on AJ Brown because you can't hit him in the head. That's why I said that was pass interference. It could have gone either way. Now,
okay.
But this is what really irked me too. They were like, the refs. The Trent McDuffie one as well, when he hit him in the head, so-called, you could have offset those, or you wanted to say, well, they got that one, we got this one, so they even out. I don't think it was an egregious pass interference on AJ Brown, offensive pass interference, but it's a call that I thought should have been called.
Okay.
And it didn't have any determining outcome of the game. It was no factor of that wasn't determining the outcome of the game because it was one call. People were sitting there and they were upset, like, here we go again with the refs and the Chiefs. So let's shut that narrative down right now. That game was called fairly. I don't want to hear it from either Chiefs fans or Eagles fans. There's no complaining about refs, this, that, the third. No. The refs had no fingerprints on that game at all. Now, of course, the Eagles were blowing them out. However, that was a fair called game. DeAndre Hopkins even said it too, and I agree. I thought it was a fairly called game. Do you?
No. DeAndre Hopkins said the opposite. He said it wasn't a fair called game. So the first one, I would say it was ticky-tacky, depending where you are, right?
Agreed.
Was his hand on his face? Agreed, 100%.
Yes.
But when you hear announcers and even like the bigger refs are in the booth saying, yeah, I think you let them play that, right? Because they're both doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, the second one, I was like, fine. It's basically like 1 for 1. We're good now.
Yes.
Right? Because if you're playing by the rule, if you hit him in the head, well, you hit him in the head. It shouldn't matter what you say after that.
Right.
After that, perfect game, my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that my offensive line, I don't know if you saw, you probably didn't, NFL Films and the Eagles released like footage behind or before the Super Bowl or during the Super Bowl. Lane Johnson, he pointed out, he said, hey, remember they wore those shirts 2 years ago? Said 0 sacks. You remember when, he used that as motivation. He said, defensive line, like, however you feel with that, everyone knows, everyone called it out. I am going to point it out again. If 2 years ago we played it on artificial grass, that game might have been different. I understand that both teams played on it, but you can also, you can't sway and say that the Eagles defensive line, historically, one of the best, I think top 5 in sacks.
Yeah.
Didn't record one.
Not one.
Yeah, in that game. So this game.
You're talking about the first game. Yes, correct.
Yes. So this game was beautiful. I got to see no outside element affect the game.
No.
It was in a dome. Everyone was telling me on my headset. Mahomes is undefeated in a dome. Oh my gosh. Vic Fangio is 0-8 against Mahomes.
Yep.
I told you before the podcast. I said, look at his defense, though. He held Mahomes. Mm-hmm. His offenses did not capitalize. Big shout out to Cooper DeJean. My boy, happy birthday to you. First interception. First interception, rookie year,
Yep.
playing on his birthday in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Woo! He gifted that to him. Shout out to Mahomes. The second one, Zach Bond.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Second one, Zach Bond. He called it. You saw? I don't know if you saw the clip. He's like, "I want one."
I didn't see the clip. No.
Yeah, he got one.
I was too busy worrying about Taylor Swift getting booed. Go ahead.
They showed her I think probably 3 times.
Once or twice. Your boy Saquon Barkley even agreed. We'll get into that, but go ahead. Yeah, Zach Bond got one.
My defense, hey, they did an amazing job. I think in the first half, only one first down.
Yes.
It wasn't until the third quarter they made it into their side of the field.
Not until the second half. The Chiefs didn't make it till the Eagles 50-yard line. Yeah. See, I was like, my gosh.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I think you might be right. I think the GOAT conversations definitely need to be.
I think it was a little premature. I think that was very premature to say, and I think people can realize that now, because it's always going to come back. So
always.
Whatever you want to say, Mahomes is 3-2 in Super Bowls. Brady is 7-3 in Super Bowls.
But he has 10 turnovers.
Tom Brady came back from down with his team 28-3. I don't think Mahomes will ever surpass Brady as the GOAT.
That's also why I didn't cheer though. I wasn't excited until I saw clips of 2 minutes.
Because you've seen it before.
I've seen that. Yeah, I wasn't
how special. That's why people don't understand, or they don't appreciate greatness. Brady 28-3 in the Super Bowl in the Falcons game. I was trying to tell people too, we're watching the Super Bowl. Do you know how much has to go right in a game like that for you to come back? You're going to need a holding call. You're going to need a fumble. You're going to need a miraculous catch by Julian Edelman. You're going to need
the sack to get them up a
2-point conversion. I mean, everything. I mean, the Patriots were down 28-3 in the third quarter against the Atlanta Falcons in Super Bowl LI. I mean, remarkable. So let's shut that down for a long time.
For a while. Wait till his career is over.
Okay, fine. 7 versus 3 right now. Maybe if you want to say Mahomes is more talented, sure. But the winner?
Great take, yeah.
We got the winner, Brady. There's a reason why that he's the GOAT. There's a reason why he has all these against you guys in the Super Bowl that we lost 5-5 in a losing Super Bowl. Both Super Bowls that Patrick Mahomes has been in, that he's lost to, he's been blown out. 31-9 against the Bucks, 40-22. Realistically, I'm going to say the score was 40-6 if you really want to play that. If you want to play that game, so let's shut that down. Mahomes is the GOAT because all these little kids on the internet don't even know what the hell they're talking about. You know, how stupid you sound saying he's better than Brady. Brady punked his ass twice. Everyone say, well, Eli Manning is better than Brady because Eli beat Brady twice. Eli Manning and Tom Brady don't even compare to becoming in the same sentence. Well, why did Eli Manning not even get in the Hall of Fame yet? Oh, right.
Yeah,
he was supposed to get
led
in this
interceptions.
Yeah. He was supposed to get in the Hall of Fame this year, but he didn't, right? When Tom Brady gets in, they're going to have rose petals and goats and statues and this and that, and they'll name whatever they want, and he'll walk right in. Mahomes is on the level of Brady. Eli Manning is nowhere near the level of Brady.
You couldn't win or lose in the Super Bowl. You win, you're Swifty, you're rooting for Mahomes. You lose, Tom Brady, he's the GOAT.
Yep. What I did like from Patrick Mahomes though too, he was a class act about it. Some people are upset because he didn't shake Samaje Perine's hand, but he said we'll be back, and he was a class act about it. But this is another thing too with NFL Chiefs fans, and that you get so used to winning. It's like, how many after you win, eventually you're going to lose. And they lost February 9th in New Orleans. Like, everyone was like, oh, they're not going to lose. And like myself, I didn't think they were going to lose. I mean, I thought they were going to three-peat. I said at the beginning of the year, I was wrong. However, everyone loses at some point. You can't be on the mountaintop forever. It's the nature of sports. You lose, you get punched in the mouth, you get back up. Luckily, this guy's already got 3 Super Bowls. Luckily, Travis Kelce has they've won before. They have 3 not like they haven't won before. It's like, at least the Eagles, they got to taste it again. You know, I know you guys won in 8.
It's an accomplishment in itself.
Right.
Going to 3 Super Bowls in a row. That's already.
I mean, I don't know when the last time somebody ever did that in the NFL.
You guys.
We went to 3 straight. Correct. We did. But they won 2 in a row. We didn't win 2 in a row.
That's true.
Because we beat the Falcons, then we lost to you guys, and then we beat the Rams. An accomplishment within itself. So, but to say the Chiefs dynasty, is it over? I don't say that. I don't know how there would be in a dynasty. I don't Could you consider Dynasty right now? Maybe in that time frame now, but I think it shifted. You lost. If you would have won, 100% it's a Dynasty. Now you can say they've gone to what, Mahomes has been to 5 Super Bowls already before the age of 30. So
Yeah,
they've been to 5
that's
Super Bowls,
crazy.
which is crazy. 3-2. LeBron went to 8 straight finals in the couple years ago in the East. They say La Cakewalk. He went to 8 straight finals. Did he win them all?
That's
No.
tough. Yeah, it's domination.
That's great.
You just have to give him recognition for it.
That's awesome. Doesn't mean anything. It's cool, but if you don't win,
people want to see the rings.
You want to see the rings. They want to see the rings. Which finger is it? Is it this one here? Is it this one? Is it this one?
The ring finger.
There you go, ring finger. So there you go. Right? If that's how they want to play it.
It was a spectacalar time watching Mahomes.
For you, it was. Let's talk about this though. Do we think Travis Kelce is going to retire?
Yes.
So I saw a rumor yesterday that he's potentially might come back, but did you see the stuff that he has until March 14th to decide?
Yeah, he has to let him know by March 14th. And also with that, they don't want him to have such a huge role as he did this year. And mind you, this year itself, he already had a smaller role.
Yes.
I don't know about you, but I've been watching some of the games. Some of the games in fantasy, he was not giving me any points. He was giving like 1 or 2.
Let's talk about this point. Let's talk about this point here from the Super Bowl. I don't know if you saw the viral clip where Mahomes is scrambling and they're already getting, I think it was 34-0 at that point, and Travis Kelce didn't really do anything.
Yeah, against Josh Sweat. Yeah.
But listen, I understand why people are upset. People are like, get him off my team, get him off my team. When you're down 34-0 there, what is he supposed to do? I'm just curious. I know you want to show effort and heart and resilience and be the motivator and the player that you are. But I don't know what he's supposed to do. Is he supposed to block the world for Mahomes in that situation there?
I think that play itself, because you can obviously analyze it over and over again.
I think people are just nitpicking.
Yeah, one he got off the line late.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just be honest. He got off the line late. There was the sense of urgency, you could say, wasn't there. Okay, if we're going to talk about and just scrutinize Kelce, we can do that for the whole team. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
You didn't get the run game going. We can talk about that with Andy Reid. You had 2 weeks to prepare.
Right.
You ran 11.
I'm sure I can go back and watch the All-22 film, or I'm sure I can go back and find clips and highlights and pause it on YouTube and find, oh, that player, he dogged that route, or, oh, that player, he missed his block there. Oh, he stopped running. I'm sure I can, but since it's Taylor Swift's boyfriend, Travis Kelce, and he's a global star now.
More lights, more cameras.
Yes. Now that he is in the limelight to a whole nother level, we've got to nitpick him for this. But let's go to this point. Let's stick on this here. Do I think Travis Kelce will retire? After listening to the New Heights podcast last week when it dropped and he was talking to Jason, and we went through the whole thing with Jason Kelce last off season with him retiring, or excuse me. Yes, it was last off season.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Last off season.
Yes.
After we lost to the Bucs, yeah.
Yes, it was, because I was still living. I moved back from LA at the time. Yes. So when I listened to what Travis Kelce was saying, and he said, well, we've been to 5 straight Super Bowls. We've accomplished this to the mountaintop. You're playing an extra 3 games a year because of the Super Bowl. And how I see it too is, I think Travis Kelce should retire. I said this in the beginning of the season. I said if the Chiefs three-peat, if the Chiefs three-peat, I don't know why he would come back. If you want to say the Taylor Swift narrative, you want to say this, I think, why would you come back at this point? Hollywood is waiting for you. Also, too, your body is so broken down. You've been hit countless times. You can leave $17 million left on the table because he's got 1 year left on his deal. I say just hang it up. I don't see there's a reason why he would come back. You have 3 Super Bowls. You have all these accolades and records. Maybe he just wants to play and he just wants to finish out his contract. But I just don't think it makes any sense. Taylor Swift is waiting for you. Hollywood is waiting for you. You can get a booth job, any job in media you can get. Your podcast is making, maybe you can say you don't want to say it's about the money and he just loves the game of football. He's played more football in the world. Body-wise, do you want to risk getting hurt next year and getting this gruesome knee injury or breaking your shoulder or something? As you get older, your bones start to break down.
Go on your own terms.
You've already been to 3 Super Bowls, or 5. What's the point at this point, right? Maybe I'm missing something, but I don't see why he would come back. I don't think he will come back.
Yeah, the way he was talking about it sounded like Jason Kelce last year, just saying you can still play, but at the level that you have been playing, I don't think you want to go down from that. And also, you just hear him talk about it affecting, or not affecting, but he has life after this. It's not just football for him. He's talking about his loved ones. Yeah, I think if he does retire, you got a heck of a year. You broke Jerry Rice's record in the Super Bowl of I think most catches. I don't think you have anything else to prove.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
So that's why I sit here and I go, does it make sense? Because I mean, obviously we don't know him personally, but I mean, you get a pretty close look at him. Obviously, you see him on podcasts, you see him in interviews, and he's I'm sure he's going to be, you know, quiet and private for a bit. He's probably going to be taking some time with Taylor in the offseason and stuff. And but the decision is looming. Like, he doesn't have a lot of time to wait. So
I think it's messed up a little bit because
well, yeah, but you have to realize though too, like these teams have, I mean, like
no, the turnaround is there. Like you're gonna
Yeah.
have free agency and then you're gonna have the draft, right? But as one of your franchise guys,
yeah,
one of the guys that has been a foundation to your
Mhm.
success,
yes,
I think you give him as much time as he wants. It's just like the Eagles and Jason Kelce. Hey, we're going to give you
Yeah.
a keg and try and be like supportive of you like playing more.
yeah,
But at the end of the day, you're one of the legends. You're
Yeah,
one
I
of the
agree.
faces here. We're going to give you time. Just let us know, hint at it. Like, be like, hey, I'm 40, 60 right now. So you might want to, draft a tight end. Thank you. I
Granted,
appreciate it.
They did
Move forward.
draft a tight end last year. However, though, Tom Brady, he retired in when his time was March. So it's going to be coming up here, I would imagine, in the next 2 weeks or so. We're going to get an announcement, I would imagine. And maybe the other side of the coin is he comes back in an Instagram post and he goes, I'm coming back, Chiefs Kingdom. One more year, baby. I'm riding this out for this contract. And they see and they tell him, Travis, we're going to do everything we can to get back to a Super Bowl again next year. Or maybe he just says his heart's not in it. You know, I
It's
don't know.
tough.
I think right now, I think it's a sick. I say it's 70% he retires, 30% he comes back. I know there was a rumor yesterday that said he's projected to come back, and that'll break the internet. But this will, if he does come back, this is his last year. Swifties were
They
saying
don't have that much
he,
cap space.
no, they don't.
No. So I don't know if they're coming back. They have a lot of
Yes,
things to work on.
They're paying him $17 million next year. Now let's be realistic. Is he worth $17 million? No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not. From the year that he just had, he's worth
Okay,
17
but
million.
I think
No.
he signed, right? It was the
Player by player. If you go in the NFL by tight end, if you go up there,
Is he
yes,
top
Travis.
tight end still.
I mean, let's go. You got George Kittle's better than him, of course.
Okay, right now. Okay, I'm not mad at that.
Mark Andrews is better than him, of course.
Mark Andrews has injury history.
I would take Dallas Goedert. He's younger.
Also injury history. I love my guy.
He's younger though. I'd take those three guys right there.
Okay.
I would take Brock Bowers. That's 4.
Spectacular rookie year, huh?
He's a rookie. Who else do we got? If we want to go like division by division or players and other, I mean, there's not that many. That's the thing. There's not that many tight ends in the NFL.
He's top 10 without a doubt. Still.
Oh well, absolutely, of course.
Laporta.
I take Laporta. Yeah, so he's like 6th for me.
Okay, but
I would
still,
say
he might not be worth this whole 17. But I think
I would take Cole Kmet over him. He's younger. That's 7.
He's okay. I don't know about Cole Kmet, but I know for a fact that he definitely signed his extension. I think 2 years ago, right? Because he won, and then they readjusted it.
Would you take
Kittle signed.
Kyle? I'll take Kyle Pitts over him. He's younger.
I don't care how young you are. I'm gonna be honest.
He's younger.
Was he not said to be a generational talent? Has he shown you generational talent? You're only saying because you're a Florida guy.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying.
Yes, you are.
No, he's younger.
Name a game which he took over that you remember. You're like,
I think he had a really good game this year, actually.
Yeah,
I think he had a good game this year. I don't remember, but I know there was a game you can look up. I know there's a game you can look up. He had over 100 yards this year.
Over 100 yards? Let's see.
Heck, I'd take Jonnu Smith right now.
Jonnu Smith had a freaking great year. Rebound career.
I'd take Evan Ingram.
He didn't even have 100 yards this year. He didn't even have 100 yards. The
Did he get close?
Was 91.
It was like 91 against the Bucks.
Yeah. Yep.
I knew it was close. All right, fine. All right, I'd take Jonnu Smith. I'd take Evan Ingram.
He started off the year on IR, and I think he finished on IR.
Got hurt. Dawson Knox, Dalton Kincaid.
Both of them you can only choose one. Let's be honest.
I'll take Dalton Kincaid. Dude, I'm on a roll right now. I love Travis Kelce. Don't get me wrong, but he's old now, man. I know he had a great game against the Texans.
This is a good question.
Heck, I take CJ Uzoma, Eagles backup tight. I'm kidding.
What is the most yardage Kincaid had this year? What do you think?
Is it under? It's under 100 because I don't think he had a 100-yard game.
Nope, he did not have a 100-yard game.
82 yards?
Nope.
68?
Nope.
Less? More?
Less.
58.
No, less.
The most Kincaid in a game, he didn't have more than 50 yards in a game?
The most he had was 53.
Okay, well, he's also with
How many receiving
Dustin
touchdowns?
Knox.
How many receiving touchdowns do you think he had?
2? 1?
2.
2. Okay, fair.
You chose him over Kelce.
I think Travis Kelce would say that he would take Dalton Kincaid over himself right now.
No, he would not.
He's younger. He's got more upside.
He had 2 100-yard games.
He's also who? Kelce?
Yes.
Listen, I'm not saying Travis Kelce is bad. I'm just saying he's older.
He's not as
he's not as productive as he once was.
Okay.
He was a non-factor in that Super Bowl. I know he was a non-factor in the Bills game. He was a factor in the Texans game because they don't know how to freaking play zone coverage.
They still had to adjust to him though. He's still a threat.
But absolutely, he's a threat.
How many yards? This is his lowest yards in his career. How many yards do you think he had
in a game this year?
No, just in general. His overall stat line this year.
He had what, 800 yards?
823. That's his lowest.
I know. I called it. He had what? 5 touchdowns? Not even.
3.
3. Yes.
Yeah. So it was definitely. I'm not gonna lie.
It was a down year.
His prime is definitely entering the after.
He's done with his prime. He's He's got 1 more year left. He's
gonna be 36. But I'm just saying he's still a top 10.
Yes, of course. Him and Taylor are the same age. Both 35.
So stop saying Cole Kmet. Stop it. That's just disrespectful.
I'm just saying that he's younger and he has more upside right now.
Who cares about upside? Who cares about it?
Fine.
Kmet has more 0 games than he's tied 0 games in touchdowns. Like, come on.
Laporta, Brock Bowers.
Yeah, those are definitely the future. But I'm just saying. Let's give some respect on Travis Kelce.
I love Travis Kelce. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying he's at the end of the rope. It is literally like a string left.
Yeah, it's definitely.
He is literally at the end of this friendship Taylor Swift bracelet right here.
Oh my goodness. He's still reliable.
Yeah, old and reliable.
Yeah, still a threat.
All right, fair. Yes, I agree. But does he come back? Remains to be seen.
Remains to be seen.
Remains to be seen. So are we done with the Super Bowl?
No, wait. I'm not there yet. We got one more thing to talk about.
Fine.
They told me you could stop Saquon, you can make Jalen Hurts play and throw the ball, you'll win. 17 for 22, 221 yards.
And an interception.
But let's give context. The center and guard did nothing. They just stood there. I don't know what Kendrick was doing. It was a bad throw, though. It was definitely. I could argue it was a great punt. It was a great punt. It stopped him at the 2-yard line. Yeah. And then we got the pick from the Zach Bond pick.
Yep.
But context, I don't want anyone to ever disrespect Jalen Hurts ever again. He's a top 5 quarterback. He's a top 5 quarterback. Why are you laughing? He's a top 5 quarterback.
No, I didn't say anything. My lips are sealed.
I'm just saying, he's a winner. He's a winner. We have to stop talking about stats. It's an overrated thing. At the end, they were going to count rings, right? That's how people talk about Tom Brady. He wins. Jalen Hurts wins.
Can we play this card real quick? Put Lamar Jackson on the Eagles so they win a Super Bowl. Put Jalen Hurts.
Wait.
Yeah, I agree. Correct. Baltimore.
Did he win?
No.
Why not? Because he doesn't show up when the lights are the brightest. He showed up in the second half this year against the Bills, right? What happened in the first half? A fumble, an interception. Right? So, Lamar, is he a more talented athlete? I agree. I'm not mad at you for that. He's faster.
One game set. If you need the game on the line, who are you taking?
Give me Jalen Hurts.
Over Lamar Jackson?
Yes.
Wow.
When the lights are the brightest, 2 times, 2 for 2, he shows up.
Okay.
My quarterback shows up.
Listen, the floor is yours. These views are yours.
Would you rather be an MVP? Would you rather be an MVP or a Super Bowl champion?
I mean, Super Bowl champion. Whoa, wait.
Unless you're Cam Newton. Right?
Yes, most valuable player, though.
Yeah. But was Josh Allen the most valuable player this year, some people would say? They're going to say no.
They're going to say no, but also, too, put this into context as well. Lamar Jackson had, 8 Pro Bowlers, and Josh had 1?
Ooh, that's great context.
because everyone loves Pro Bowl and this and that. Well, I mean, was the Bills roster better than the Ravens? No.
No, I don't. Yeah,
Did Lamar
I agree with you.
So, listen. Everyone wants to say it was Jokic's MVP, Embiid's MVP that year, 2 years ago when Embiid won the MVP and Jokic should have got it. So I'm saying Lamar Jackson was robbed.
Yeah.
I don't think Lamar Jackson was robbed of the MVP. Look what Josh Allen had to do this year with the minimal talent he had on his roster. Everyone wanted, even myself included, they're not going to be that good without Diggs. Diggs is gone. This and that. They traded for Amari Cooper. That didn't work out.
No, did
yeah,
not.
James Cook. I think he had
16
16 rushing touchdowns on the year. Yeah, so James Cook was exceptional. However, Josh Allen had 12 rushing touchdowns. Lamar had 4.
Yeah.
So I think that right there, and as well as the Pro Bowl thing too. That's what they like to say. The Pro Bowl.
The reason why I bring it up, I'm just saying, at the end of the day, individual stats, they don't really matter.
No.
At the end of the day, did you win a ring? Just like me and you talked about earlier on this podcast episode.
Yep.
If you didn't win,
doesn't
matter. A losing season.
Nobody remembers the losers. They only remember the winners.
All I have to say, Jalen Hurts is top 5. He might not be the most talented quarterback in terms of throwing. Right. I understand that. He might not be a winner. Giving the flashiest play. Thank you. He's a winner.
Shout out to Jalen Hurts. Let's bring the SEC back up here for a second. When he got benched for Tua Tagovailoa in the 2018 National Championship against Georgia. And that right there lit a fire in him. Shout out to Jalen Hurts for getting drafted in the second round, being a backup, and earning his way to QB1. Shout out to Jalen Hurts for not going to the Rocky steps until he won a Super Bowl right there. So that's what I'm saying.
Let him know. Let him know here.
So
keep the Rocky.
Yeah,
let
that's
him know. Let him know, Joseph.
I mess with that. Listen, I have respect for the Eagles team. I don't like their fans other than you and a couple other people, but not all fans are bad. I think the Philly fans in Philly are nasty, and I think you can agree with that. The fans down here though, they're not as bad. Like fans in other states aren't as bad, but them up there are ruthless. I mean, the Mahomes thing was, come on, that's crazy. The burn in the curb. I saw your picture too. I was like, you mofo. It was nasty. You didn't take a bite out of it, did you?
No, they didn't. They just roasted it.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, roasted. That was fire. I saw that. I was laughing.
I saw it. I was like, no, that's nasty. So are we done with the Super Bowl now? Are we going to the game itself? Or are we going to the halftime?
Yeah, that's all I got to say for now for the first half. Yeah.
Super Bowl halftime show. I didn't like it. I didn't love it.
What would you rate it out of 10? What would you rate it out of 10?
6.8.
Okay.
Listen, I told you I love Kendrick Lamar. I started listening to the new album. It's fire, but I don't think Kendrick's performance was that good. I think
it was the music.
I think the cinematography and the production and the lights, and that was really cool. I love that part was awesome. But the songs that he chose, he didn't do Mad City. He didn't do any of his older throwbacks. I wish we would have gotten some more. I know he was promoting his new album. The political shit was stupid too. I don't care. That I wasn't a fan of. Samuel L. Jackson didn't need to be at the Super Bowl halftime show. Serena Williams, it was cool seeing her dance. And I'm from Compton, blah, 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 blah. SZA's mic wasn't even on. I don't even know what that was about. That was weird within itself. But listen, I told you, I love Kendrick Lamar. I've been a Kendrick Lamar fan for a very long time. Do I like Drake more than Kendrick Lamar? Yes, but I wasn't even comparing Drake and Kendrick Lamar's halftime show. It just wasn't that good. I don't know. Like I told you, the performing level it just didn't. I don't know. I watched it with friends and there was just like, maybe I was expecting more, but this is another thing too. Kendrick Lamar is a different style of artist. He's a rapper. So I don't think a rapper for the Super Bowl halftime show makes a whole lot of sense because I don't know how that's going to get people excited. The Drake message was cool, dissing Drake and the Cell Block 1 and Say Drake, all that stuff was cool. But are we more about dissing Drake or are we more about performing?
So I'm going to completely disagree with you.
I knew you were. I knew you were.
I think there was a lot of symbolism here.
Right.
Talking about the flag, Samuel L. Jackson as Uncle Sam.
Right.
You could just I understand if you're a fan of Kendrick and you're saying it didn't live up to the hype because you expected him to perform more later, older music. I think a bit of it that people don't understand is Apple is sponsoring this.
Right.
Right? So a bit of that is also like we need some of the newer songs to get more
Right.
attention.
Yes.
So with that itself, let's just talk about like SZA coming on and everything. One, people knocked her to like she doesn't sound, she's not really singing. I understand that. I understand your frustrations in that part.
Yeah,
It
SZA's
wasn't,
really talented. She's a really
yeah,
good artist.
it wasn't as it didn't live up to the expectations that I had. Also, I love SZA. I thought she'd go off, right?
Mm-hmm.
The whole Drake beef, that in itself, some would say it's overplayed. Some would say that should have ended in the
Yes.
summer, right?
Agreed.
With that also said though, I feel as if some people expected that. They're waiting for it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So he
Yes.
kept like toying it. He kept turning it on, turning it off, saying, "Should we do it?" He's gonna sue, right?
Right.
I enjoyed it. A lot of people were talking about his chain. It's like, oh, it's an A, like A minor. I'm positively sure if I did research about it correctly, it's his record, one of his record labels or something like that.
Yeah.
Um, I love the colors, like the star and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I know for a fact, I agree with you. I don't, or I, in my opinion, I do not believe Kendrick is or has been known about being a performing artist, right?
No.
But
Right.
he's an artist. If you watch the
Correct.
entire thing, there's a bunch of symbolism in different parts of the video, and you could take
Yes.
it however far you want. You could take it all the way to friggin' political views on black people, or you could take
Right.
it for what it was, and you're like, oh, gang violence, or like,
Right. Right.
bringing
Right.
togetherness in this world. Overall, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I myself don't listen
Yeah.
to that much Kendrick,
Right.
but I did enjoy some of the songs.
Mm-hmm.
I did wish that there were older songs. I thought it would have been funny for him to go from, I think, Poetic Justice with Drake and then switch up to They Not Like
Everyone was
Us.
hoping for that. He also didn't bring out Future either, too. Remember we were talking about that if he was
Oh,
going to do
yeah,
like
we
that.
did talk about
I
that.
think, but I think like some of those songs that if he would have performed that were like his upbeat songs, not upbeat, but more uplifting, getting the crowd going like that, that
Mhm.
would have been hype as
Yeah.
bleep. Like that would have been awesome. But we didn't get that. I don't know. Like I said, it was more of a promotional vibe more than anything I thought. But it's Kendrick's style of music. That's how he does it. He's he's not a performer, like you said. So it's a different style of music. It didn't get me excited. And I saw Kendrick live in concert and I was like, holy shit, Kendrick is hype live.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's the difference, though, too. You saw him at a time where she could, like, have more control
Right.
of his music and, like,
Yes.
what he's doing. For this, it's
But
like you had less than 30
right.
minutes to perform.
Every other word was bleep, bleep. And he did mix up Not Like Us. And what was the other song he mixed? Was it Turn the TV Off? Or what was
Yeah,
the other
I
song?
think it was TV off. Yeah.
He mixed those two songs together. I don't. Most people didn't know the song All the Stars. I do because I know SZA, Kendrick Lamar are in that song. That was from the Black Panther album. I know because I've listened to Kendrick for years. King Kuta, he didn't do that. He didn't do Mad City. Swimming Pools would have been sick. I don't know. Like I was listening to Kendrick on the way earlier. I was listening to Sidewalks with The Weeknd and Kendrick Lamar. Sidewalks featuring Kendrick Lamar. Sidewalks save my life. They don't ever. So listen, I love Kendrick. I just didn't get the vibe that it really excited me for the halftime show. Now, of course, TikTok amplified the living hell out of it, and you can go back and you can scroll and you can watch everything very minute and minuscule, watching it and go, wow, that was fire. Oh, that was really good. Yeah, because TikTok shrinks it and it's on your phone and you see it and you watch it back. But watching it live on TV, I just didn't give me the vibe that I didn't expect a whole lot though. I told you.
Oh, okay.
So
You did.
what
You were mentioning that.
I told you before, what I saw was what I expected, meaning like I didn't expect a whole lot. However, though, the NFL should get Post Malone to do the halftime show next year. That would be fire.
For him to
Fire.
call out Drake and have everyone also like call him out, I thought that
Yeah.
was just funny, personally.
Listen, I think the whole Drake Kendrick beef needs to die. At this point, it's
Mm.
stupid. It's getting ridiculous at this point.
You,
Even
you think it's
Drake,
overplayed?
I think it's very overplayed. It's literally like two like schoolgirls going at it and like, oh, I cheated on your boyfriend, or oh, I cheated. That's like that was 6 months ago, or it was the beginning of the year. Get over it. Like enough
Okay.
is enough at some point. Like I know Kendrick's really into the beef because it's marketing, it's working. He's making more money off of it. Of course, they're not going to stop. Drake doesn't need the money. Kendrick needs the notoriety more than Drake needs the notoriety. So he's gonna keep doing it. And his team is probably telling him it's like in Draymond Green and Kevin Durant's here. It's like keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Drake doesn't need it. He literally said, I want to stop the beef. Drake just came out in an album with Party Next Door this past Friday, but
Oh, did you
I don't
listen
know.
to that?
I've
I
listened to
didn't get
the
the opportunity.
first song. I haven't listened to it fully yet, but yeah, right when you think Drake's going downhill, he just drops an album and it goes to number one.
Party
Although
Next
Drake's
Door
never gonna die.
tweeted. He said it's for the guys that get ladies.
Yeah, Party Next Door is a weirdo. He's a complete cornball. He's the album that he came out with was it last year. It's like a girl like on the cover, like naked, basically.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's
I know you're talking
he
about.
Party Next Door is a sex addict. I mean, it's
Yeah,
not a secret. But yeah, I mean, like I said, overall, I thought it was a solid performance. Do I think it could have been better? Do I still love Kendrick? Yeah, but not everyone is going to rock a stage every single time they get up there. Just the nature of it. I mean,
very true.
Drake may have gotten up there and he may not have rocked it. Some guys are not, some guys are good live, some guys aren't. Some guys can really perform. But I think when I also watch Super Bowl halftime shows or I watch performances, I think of Prince, Michael Jackson, like
You got to
those
see
legends.
the
But
top.
that's a performance. That's dancing, singing, moving
you got the
around,
Mount Rushmore.
moving and shaking. Yeah, I mean that's a total, but that's a different style. So when people sit there and say comparing it to that, it's very hard to compare. It's almost like apples to oranges in a way.
That's
like
how
when
you have to
watch
go into it with an open mind.
I
He's
did.
not Michael Jackson.
No, he's not. The
No.
Weekend, on the other hand,
Stop it. That was
performs
one of
his
the
ass
worst
off.
ones. That was one of the worst ones.
You didn't like
remember his face? Do you remember his
Yeah.
face? That's what I took away. Yeah, that's what I took away. I didn't take away his performance. It was what was in
blinding.
his face.
That was in Raymond James. Blinding Lights. That was good.
Crazy work.
Did you like the performance or no?
See, I don't remember it because I was so stuck on it. I was like, "Oh my goodness! Like, what happened to
Dude,
his face?"
go back and watch the Blinding Lights performance. Electric.
Okay.
How about Taylor Swift getting booed at the Super Bowl? Really? So, do you know why she got booed, right? Why do you think she got booed? Why do you think she got booed? I'll tell you why she got booed.
I'm assuming because she's supposed to be an Eagles fan, but she's not.
A part of it that, but also another reason why.
Okay, break it down for me.
What? Well, if you don't remember, a little context here, the Orange Man, 45 and 47, was at the Super Bowl, Donald J. Trump, and last I checked, America voted for Trump, and it's Trump versus Taylor Swift, and Trump tweeted out, "I hate Taylor Swift," and all this and all that, and they knew she was going to be there. When they showed Trump and they panned to him, they electrified with him, and they got excited for him. When they showed her, they booed her. So yeah, it was a part of the Eagles booing her, their fan base, but there was also Chiefs fans booing her as well, I saw too. So this was more about booing Taylor Swift as a country, not as an Eagles fan base from what I saw. That's what I took away from it, because I think people are fed up with her and they voted for Trump. She didn't run. I mean, so yeah, I don't know. That's just kind of how I saw it.
I think when it comes to like sporting events and stuff, like this, like the Super Bowl, the finals, let's say, I understand when Travis Kelce was in a problemo when it came to like, well, how do you feel about Trump being there? Like it's an honor. I understand that from a presidential standpoint, right? Like even though he's still the president, he's talking about it. There's the other side is, what did you want him to say?
Right.
Because let's just say he says the worst, right? You're still
it's a very bad look. Bad look.
So I think when it comes to like politics, especially in sports, I'm not gonna say shut up and dribble, shut up and go play football.
Right.
I thought at some point they try to make it more of a political like media agenda thing.
Yes.
Where I was like, who cares? Like,
so
just watch the game.
Yeah, so how I see it too is Swifties were upset because Travis Kelce didn't defend Taylor Swift when they asked, when the reporters asked Donald Trump is going to be at the Super Bowl, and how do you feel about that? And he basically trashed your girlfriend. There's a time and a place where you say stuff. This is the national media. Whether you say, well, you could have said I don't care if he comes to but it was probably a good thing where you just shut it down. It's like people want him to defend Taylor Swift, like in that situation there. It's like it's not worth getting into an uproar or an argument or getting upset because Travis Kelce didn't say, yeah, I don't really appreciate Trump coming to the game, or because he made fun of my girlfriend or whatever you want to say, fiance, girlfriend, significant other. But it's like people were reaching so hard on that.
I like what my quarterback said. Did you hear what my quarterback said?
I forget. I forget. I know he said something, but I forget.
He said when asked like, oh, how do you feel about Trump attending the Super Bowl, right? My QB said Trump is welcome to do whatever he wants, and kept it pushing. You don't give it attention, because at that point, know what reporters are trying to do. They're trying to write a story. It doesn't matter what you say. You say,
absolutely.
oh, I'm so honored. And they're like, oh, he's a Trump supporter. You could be like, oh, he's not, and you'd be like, oh, he's not American. He hates.
Right. People
You
are trying to
know?
create a narrative that isn't there. However, though, this
Yeah.
is another thing too. People are so childish these days. It's like it's the president of the United States of America. Did I vote for Joe Biden? No. Did I vote for Donald Trump? Yes, I did. And I have friends that voted either way. I don't look at them differently. I don't agree with them. But if you're at the game and you're an NFL football player, when is the next opportunity you're going to ever see the president again? Why can't you just go up to him and shake his hand if he's there? Now, it's your choice. If you don't like him, totally understand that. But it doesn't make a bad person because they voted for somebody. You may not agree with somebody's views, but to patronize somebody because they want to shake his hand, like Chris Jones, they say he's a MAGA supporter because he shook Trump's hands. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. It's the president of the United States. Show some respect, even if you don't like the guy. It's like maybe back in our time, or when we were younger, or 100 years ago when we weren't alive, or we were alive in that time. I want to shake Abraham Lincoln's hand. I didn't vote for him. It's really cool. I met the president of the United States. Now, I know some people's beliefs and values are different, but it's like you get to say, well, I met the president. Did you tell him what you did? Who cares?
Someone like me that doesn't care about celebrities,
right?
I probably I give no cares like if I met him or if I didn't. But I can understand for some people it's just.
I think it would be. I mean, it's the president.
Different.
I think it would be cool. However, though, bringing this point up here, the Eagles, the controversy: are they going to go to the White House or not? Mm-hmm. I think they should. I think they should be. I think they should set their differences aside. We don't know though. We don't know.
What about it though? How does my team benefit?
I mean, it's not even benefiting. It's just like to say you went to the White House. There's an opportunity that you never.
We didn't go
to. Your life.
We didn't go to the White House.
I know you didn't.
When
I know.
Won in 2018, so I don't think we're going again.
But I just think it would be cool if you would, because it's an opportunity of a lifetime. It's like you swallow it, you suck it up, and you go. You're a couple hours. Maybe some players go, so maybe some players don't.
I doubt it.
I don't see it as a big deal. I really don't. I mean,
just a lot of fans are saying my team is like, in their terms, one of the blackest teams because like my quarterback, my running back, my wide receiver,
right?
And they can do like whatever, like they're being themselves, authentically themselves,
right?
Like, well, CJ Gardner-Johnson, he said, "Yeah, screw you guys," like he's a winner, right? AJ Brown, he does what he wants, right? Everyone is authentically themselves.
Sure, no problem. But I just think that I think it's like a class field trip. It's an opportunity.
They don't need to go. It ain't nothing.
Why not?
Special.
Why wouldn't you want to go to the White House? Isn't special? What's the most prominent places in America or in the world, if you want to say? I have been very close to it. Yeah, I've been inside the Capitol building. I've been inside. I did an internship, so I got a chance to see a bunch of that stuff. Yeah.
No, maybe there's different outlooks. Like for me, I think it's a cool place, but I don't think I have a desire to go there. I'm not like, oh my god, like on my bucket list, I need to go to the White House. Like on my bucket list.
But who has the opportunity to go to the White House? Nobody. Those athletes do when they win. Like that, That's what I'm saying. That's so it's like, I don't listen. You don't have to love the guy. You don't have to talk to him. You just shake his hand. You get a picture, and you do that. And you get some free food, and you get to see all around the historical parts of the White House.
Maybe for some, it's just like people are doing it as if like they need his approval, right? So I'll give you context. Like when LSU won, people always pull up the clips like Justin Jefferson, all that man's money signs. He's gonna get rich, right?
Right.
For some people, I don't need that. Like I already know who I am, So
I just think it's a cool it's a cool thing to see. It's not more about the president itself. It's more of the atmosphere and being
people
there
make it about it though.
They do, but they shouldn't because it's being recognized as the best team in the country. You won the Super Bowl. You're the best team in the NFL that year. You celebrate. You get to go see it.
Crazy to say world champs? Are we going to talk about that? You want to talk about that later on?
World champs of what?
No, because that's what, we call ourselves. That's what everyone in the NFL calls themselves. But then Noah Lyles is like, you didn't face the world. Like, how can you call yourself world champs?
I mean,
what are your thoughts on that?
I tend to agree with Noah Lyles. I have from the start. Like the NBA, you're the like. I just think comparing the Olympics with the NFL is totally different. Or comparing the Olympics with the NBA, I think they're the best team in America, but there's no other league or there's other leagues. But I think it's just a stupid conversation and debate. I understand what Noah Lyles is saying.
Yeah,
everyone took it out of context.
They did,
but we'll see when Tyreek Hill and Noah Lyles face one another this summer because they're actually projected to face each other.
Mm-hmm. Check the last episode, y'all. Check the last episode.
Yep. That clip went out there as well. So I guess we'll see what happens because they're gonna race supposedly.
We'll see. We will definitely see.
There was some NBA trades that went on as well. Jimmy Butler to the Warriors, Kyle Kuzma to the Bucks. There was a handful of those trades. The Durant trade never went through in the NBA. All
The
the
Dalton Connect trade
the
didn't go through.
that one was insane.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the NBA All-Star format, the new format. What the hell is that? What? Why?
Did you see
Why?
the graphic? They had more ad time than actual game time for the All-Star.
Why can't we just go back to the old NBA All-Star
The
format?
players. Let's be
Why,
honest. The
even
players.
Draymond Green said it. It's embarrassing at this point. And
Yeah.
in what world do the rising stars get to play against the OGs? And why have they earned to play against the All-Stars? What have they done? They're babies. They're literally adolescents in the NBA. They're just getting into the NBA. You're trying to tell me they deserve to be playing against Steph Curry and LeBron didn't play and other All-Stars? That's taken away from other All-Stars' time who have earned the right to play in that game, right?
It's such a ticky-tacky thing, to be honest.
And why? And this is another thing too. What Mac McClung is three-peated in the dunk contest. He's
And
not
he's
in
the
the
G League.
NBA.
Yeah,
He's in the G League.
He three-peated before the Chiefs.
Three-peated before the Chiefs. He is literally making the NBA is literally making millions and millions of dollars off of this kid
him.
because
Yes.
he's not an NBA player.
No
It's
one
like,
wants to do it either. Ja doesn't want to do it.
Nobody
LeBron's
wants.
never done it.
Nobody wants to
Zach
do the NBA.
Levine.
No,
Yeah.
nobody wants to do this dunk contest because it's a joke.
Yeah.
This is the NBA All-Star format is getting. You know what they should do? NBA should take a page out of the NHL's playbook and get rid of the All-Star format for a year and see how it is with like the world teams. Like, let's just do that. I know USA would probably kick everyone's ass, but let's just see the format. I think it would be cool to see.
Oh,
Like the four nations.
so context, I don't know much about it. Like, I see it, but like I don't know much detail.
Yeah, I can explain it to you. But this All-Star format was embarrassing. I don't understand.
Did you see
Let's go-
Wemby? And Chris
Yeah,
Paul
he was
cheat?
upset. Yeah, I
He
saw that.
disqualified?
Well, I saw Wemby get disqualified, but Wemby was actually upset in the All-Star game because I think these players are getting tired of it. It's like we want to be at least able to compete at some sort of level. Why am I just going out here for fun and watching Steph Curry bomb threes? Let's give him a consolation All-Star game MVP because it's in San Francisco.
They always, yeah.
That's literally what that is.
No defense.
And next year, when the All-Star game is in LA, LeBron James will win the All-Star game MVP.
Call it right now.
LeBron's going to win the All-Star game MVP next year. I know he is because
If
it's
he
in LA
plays.
next year. He
He
probably
plays.
will. He'll
I
play
hope
for
so.
sure. He didn't play this year, and Stephen A. Smith was upset and thought it was selfish. Why would you
Ooh.
want to play in that?
You could talk about that also.
Yeah, why would you want to play in an All-Star game like
But
this?
question, he didn't even dress up for the photos. I don't know if you saw that.
Does he have to at this point? He's played in how
wait.
many?
No, but I think that it just shows like even though you're not going to play,
His level of
You can-
respect?
yeah, at least for like team dynamic, everyone's in their uniform. It's like an OG clip.
Yeah.
Like that would have been nice to do. You don't have to
Totally
go
understand
play.
it, but does that mean that much though? Right? I mean,
No,
don't know.
I guess
when I feel like
not.
you've gotten to that level of notoriety and that level of success and that level of winning, it's a meaningless All-Star game. It's cool to see that LeBron's been to so many, but I don't know. I just don't like the positive reactions from Curry was a step in the right direction. Giannis supported the format changes. Draymond said it sucked, and he complained about the limited minutes for All-Stars. Some players felt the rising stars took spots from real All-Stars. Totally understand that. Listen.
LaMelo wasn't in there, right? Yeah. I don't
No,
think
LaMelo was hurt. LaMelo was hurt. If you listen, the NBA, like I said, take a page out of the NHL or something. Don't do what the NFL does with the Pro Bowl. Let's go back to if you don't want to do nations or anything like that, go back to the old East-West versus All-Star format. Let's make it competitive again. Why not? When Kobe and Jordan played all these competitive All-Star games we used to have, there was a couple years ago we had a really competitive one. What is this horse shit? This isn't basketball.
I couldn't tell you. I wish I could tell you. I think the best All-Star game that I watched as of late, unfortunately, was the year that Kobe passed.
Yep.
And that was like
Yes,
the closest. But
I remember.
they adjusted it because of his like point differential or like time clock, whatever.
The
That's probably
NBA
the-
All-Star Friday and Saturday had 1 billion views. Anonymous GM called out Adam Silver and said, Adam Silver is obsessed with tournaments. He's
Did you
obsessed
see it? Like,
with
come on, the
play-ins.
tournaments are trash.
in-season tournament, and now the All-Star. They've not proven to benefit our league. They haven't proven to benefit anything. How are you, like, yeah, you have the names and the stars of the NBA, but to sit here and say, like, if I put 10 people in a room, I can guarantee you probably 9 out of 10 didn't watch that All-Star game last night. And
Chris, I'll be honest with you. I think a bunch of it is their broadcasting.
yeah, it's
I
awful.
think when you compare it to the NFL, I think
Yes.
the NFL won 16 weeks. We're willing to pay to watch
Yes.
16 weeks, right?
Right.
As of late, though, their subscriptions for everything has been
Yeah.
tough. Luckily, there is like the free trial for the first month for like Peacock or for like Amazon Prime. The NBA, though, it's tough to even watch, let's just say like I'm an OKC fan. If they're not getting nationally televised, and I think that's probably something they have to address themselves. You have 82 games. Most of the time, your star player is benched or injured. He doesn't want to play. He's on load management. And then after that, it's like, well, it doesn't matter. It's one game out of 82. Like, we just have
Yep.
to make sure we win 50 games. Like, come
Yep.
on, that's a trash idea.
I'm with you 100%. I
Yeah.
think the way that they have formatted this in this year was terrible. I don't know why the Rising Stars are playing against the OGs. And Tyler Hero won the 3-point contest. McClung won the dunk contest again. But like, I don't sit there and go, Mac McClung is the best dunk contest or dunker of all time in the
Everyone
NBA
knows. Yeah.
because I don't consider him as an NBA player. I consider like Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady,
Bigs,
Michael Jordan, Dominique Wilkins. So
Aaron,
So Aaron Gordon, that dunk
yeah.
contest 2016 was Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon. I don't consider so when it goes all down, and I know Mike McClung is three-peated. It's a consolation dunk. And listen, he hops out the gym. He's incredible to watch, but he's not an NBA player. So that's what really drives me crazy.
They use that guy like crazy.
Yeah, they use him. They literally use and abuse him. He is not on the level of a Dominique Wilkins, a Tracy McGrady, a Vince Carter, because he's not an NBA player.
No, knock to him, but it's just like that is what it is. They're legit pulling you up. They're putting you in a Magic jersey.
Yes.
Perform. Perform for us. Like, come on.
That is, and it's cool to see. Shout out to him because he's getting, he's getting notoriety and money from it, and hats off to him for getting his bag. But it's literally like in the NFL, if they had a lower league and the NFL is affiliated with like their G League team or their GFL, whatever you want to call it, intermediate squad, and they go, yeah, this kicker from Albuquerque, New Mexico, he just kicks 70-yard bombs or 80-yard bombs.
Eventually, someone has to sign him. Yeah, like sign him.
Right. Mac McClung has been in the NBA. He hasn't panned out because he's not an NBA player. He's too small. He's undersized. He doesn't have a jump shot. He's just a kid that can jump out of the gym.
Well, what is it? I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I think it's like a Harlem Globetrotters.
Globetrotters.
Yeah, they're just good for like cool like tricks and stuff. They're not really
they go. That's what he is. Yes,
no disrespect to him.
He's a showman.
He beat me 1v1 for show. I'm just saying that like that's how the NBA is using him though.
He's
just like amusement. Like, look at this.
He's
back to G League.
He's the main attraction at a roller coaster park at the Universal Studios, and that's what they use him for. They literally just use him as a right there.
It's tragic.
Prop him right up. That's what they do.
I did like the jerseys though. I thought the jerseys were pretty cool.
They were hideous.
Those
All-Star jerseys. No, those All-Star jerseys were hideous. No,
they were throwback.
No, they weren't good. They weren't good. I was not a fan of them.
You don't like any of them?
The All-Star jerseys that they wore? Yeah. No, they were ugly.
No,
I thought they could have been. I thought they could have been.
Double check.
I thought they could have been way better.
What?
Oh, those were hideous.
I like the blue one.
The baby blue?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I thought they could have been cooler.
The ones last year, I still want to cop one. Those are probably one of my favorite ones.
Okay, another thing too. Shame on the NBA for not being able to get Sabrina Ionescu or Caitlin Clark in the 3-point contest this year. You got Sabrina Ionescu this year, and you couldn't get Caitlin Clark or Sabrina this year. Come on, that's a joke. You have hundreds of millions of dollars, and you can't get those two. One of them in the 3-point contest. Just one. That was watching that 3-point contest last year was electric with Sabrina Ionescu. Electric, was it not?
You know what they should start doing? They should start letting some WNBA players face NBA players.
Know what they should start doing? Fine, if they want to keep this stupid little format they have in their mini games and their skills challenges, they'll start doing one-on-one tournaments.
That's what I just said. Like, remember AJ Wilson said she could beat Josh Hart? I would pay to watch Josh Hart.
I would pay to watch AJ Wilson play Josh Hart. I would pay to watch Caitlin Clark versus somebody else in the NBA.
Are they using a guy's ball or WNBA ball?
I don't know. You pick. I guess you flip a coin.
That'd be interesting.
Or just Steph Curry versus Caitlin Clark in a 3-point contest. We need it.
It's not happening. I doubt it.
Well, we want it. We want it.
Yeah, we want it.
I want it so bad. Come on.
Cool. It'll be cool for sure.
Do you think Caitlin would win?
Against Steph? Are you serious? I'm not trying to be disrespectful here.
I think it'd be close. Sabrina was close with Steph last year.
I guess. I don't know. Depends on the rules.
I think it'd be closer than people think. All right, let's move on. The final part of the show, the camera just shook for a reason. USA beating Canada in Canada Saturday night.
4-0.
What a game that was. 3-1 in that game. We're facing Canada this Thursday. Shame on you for not watching it. You better watch Thursday night's game. It's going to be electric. Dude,
I try.
That game, to start the game, 3 fights in 9 seconds, dropping the
Oh yeah,
gloves.
I
Brady
did see those
Tkachuk,
highlights.
Matthew Tkachuk, and
Yeah.
JT Miller. That was electric. They had a group chat and they said before, I don't know. I mean, we weren't alive in the miracle times of the Lake Placid 1980 Olympics and all that, and just the previous stuff. This format that they've done for the NHL, I'll explain to you, is electric. Nobody cares about the NHL as it is. Nobody cares about the NHL All-Star break. So let's be marketing geniuses here, because we haven't been able to market shit in years. We have Connor McDavid, absolute phenom, and we can't even market him correctly. So let's do a 4 nations tournament, round robin, and let's get people on their feet. Let's get perfect timing, because USA and Canada are beefing right now, like Kendrick and Drake.
Yeah.
And we have legit beef with Canada right now, and we put it to the test on the ice. A physical sport. It was electric. We punched them in the mouth. We deserve to win that game. And what makes it so fitting is USA beat Canada on their home ice. You booed our
that's the hype.
You booed our national anthem. You get it. That's what you get. You deserve to get punched in the mouth. You deserve the fights. That's what happens.
Okay,
hockey's an electric sport. And when you actually get into it, it's so fun to watch. 4 nations right now going on. All-Star break. Nobody cares about that. Let's put this into play. 4 teams.
That's pretty genius of them, actually.
Genius. The NHL is put on by the NHL Players Association. And next year too, you got the Winter Olympics as well.
Ooh, that format, that idea, like maybe doing that with the NBA, like having, like, obviously I know we have some players in the NBA represent their countries.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to do that exact same thing, but maybe have other countries, like their full teams come out and be like, all right, since you guys say we're not world champs, let's see it. Bam.
Hey, listen.
But how long would that be, though? See, I think the issue also with the NBA.
Well, you'd have to do
compared to NFL. It's in the middle. It's in the middle of their season, so you do have to somewhat be aware that, like, oh snap, I do have an injured ankle. I don't want to affect my playoff chances.
Well, first of all, let's get rid of the in-season tournament, because that's a joke.
I agree. Because there's no real award for it. Like, if you
win 500K and you get a certain seed, and you get a prize at the end. Like, each player, like, it was cool. I know the Lakers won last year, and then the Bucks won this year. Like,
Darvin Ham undefeated.
You're trying to add more games and more excitement to it. But listen, going back to the NHL, the 4 nations, you're telling me you get to watch Sidney Crosby, Connor McDavid, Nathan McKinnon, Jack Eichel, Jake Gensel, the Tkachuk Bros.
I'm assuming those are huge, like, hockey guys.
Austin Matthews, Jack Hughes. Yeah. McDavid, if you don't know who Connor McDavid is, or you haven't seen him, you have to watch Thursday night's game, dude. It's going to be electric. In the USA, too. It's going to be at TD Garden, where the Celtics and the Bruins play. We beat Canada. We beat Canada on their home ice, and now we're coming to USA, and that's what makes it so much more fitting. We beat Canada in Canada. Canada was the favorite to win this tournament all along.
You said 4 nations, right?
Yeah, it's USA, Finland, Sweden, and Canada. That's the 4 nations that they chose. Russia didn't get in. Something about the Russia-Ukraine controversy. Russia's an amazing team as well. If they were to put a team together, they've got a lot of good players.
That sounds interesting.
USA-Canada rivalry goes back years ago. Yeah, right. He's too busy trying to put in-season tournaments. But listen.
But who would you like? Let's just say countries-wise, right? For NBA, what would you take? Like the Shanghai Sharks?
USA, of course.
Okay, USA.
France.
Oh, France does have a good one. Yeah, I like France.
Serbia.
Okay, because they're coming up.
Spain.
Canada also.
Canada. There's 5 right there. Let's do 5 nations.
Do China. Bam, 6. Call for what it is.
I don't know if China would make the cut, but
or Japan.
Do 5. Yeah, they got Rui, and I don't.
That like small guy from Grizzlies.
Watanabe. So you would have USA, France, Spain, Serbia. Yeah, I mean, you could probably do it.
That would work.
It would work.
Be cool.
It would be Australia. Yes, you could do Australia too. But I mean, that's kind of like what it was this past Olympics. But I think too, another thing, some of these players in the NBA, since they're such divas and they're so about themselves, they wouldn't play in it.
No, for this though, you don't let other players like in here represent their country. That's just like the Olympics. So what I would say is NBA. Like
only
best 11
NBA.
in the NBA versus your best 11 in your country.
Be very hard, because USA would wipe the living shit out of all the other teams.
Yeah, and then you play NBA rules. You play NBA rules.
Right. It wouldn't be fair.
That would be fun.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, Canada and USA like are both stacked, but Canada's like stacked. Like, they're just like ridiculously good, because Canada's like known for like the mecca of hockey. Yeah. But If we beat Canada in the Four Nations this Thursday night, I'm declaring it. We are beating Canada this Thursday. We beat them this past Saturday. Now they get a taste of their own medicine. They're coming to our own home ice on Thursday night. It all goes down. Give me us, USA, 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 USA against Canada Thursday night in TD Garden. It all goes down.
I'll make sure
we raise the Four Nations trophy. I can't wait. It's going to be.
I'll probably go to bars actually. If it's Thursday night, they'll probably be showing it.
They will be showing it. This is it. This is for all the marbles, baby. I hope that we win, and I hope we beat them on our home ice. It'd be awesome. I hope there's more fights. Oh my gosh, hockey without fights.
You love violence. You love violence.
Well, I played hockey. Hockey fights are great.
You played?
Yes.
No way. I would have never guessed. I'm not gonna lie. No disrespect. I would have never guessed.
Completely okay. I played my whole life. I still play men's league now. I have to heal up with my foot injury. Yeah. Runner. I ran track in high school.
You had like the long stride.
Played JV basketball in high school. Played freshman football, but hockey was my main sport. It still is. I got my gear in my room over here somewhere. My sticks. Yeah, love hockey. Yeah,
that's why
I got my Capitals jersey in there as well. That's why I told you I can't wait for Thursday night.
I think if I were to be a hockey fan,
Kraken.
I'd be an Avalanche fan. That's the first team that I called to win the cup before they actually got to the cup and won it. I think what was that? 2020?
2022.
2022. Well, it was one of those years. I was like, I just saw their logo and I was like, I like them winning.
Because the Lightning won in the COVID year, and then they went back to back. The Lightning went back to back. They won in the COVID year, and then they went the year after that because they beat the Stars and the Canadiens in both cups. And then I think the year after that was the Lightning, the Avalanche. Yeah, with McKinnon. Yeah, go look up Nathan McKinnon highlights on YouTube. You'll follow.
I'll do that after.
He's Canadian too, by the way. They're Canada stacked.
Nathan McKinnon. Do they get paid more out of curiosity in Canada or here?
For what?
Just like salary wise, is the NHL paying more, or is Canada's league paying more for their players?
So the NHL. So you have the NHL, of course. You have the OHL. You have the QHL. You have all those other leagues as well. Crosby played in the OHL when he was younger, but if you play in the OHL in hockey, you can't play in college because it's takes away your college rights to play. Yes. So it's like picking one or the other because it's technically going pro and you're getting paid in the OHL. Yeah. Go look up some hockey fights. That's your homework before Thursday. Go look up Nathan McKinnon. Go look up Connor McDavid. Go look up Austin Matthews. He plays for the
Once I play Jersey, I'll be committed.
He plays for Austin Matthews plays for the Leafs, but he's from Arizona. He's playing on Team USA.
Ooh, the jerseys are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Why is that's so weird.
Go watch them. I actually want to watch this movie tonight. Go watch the movie Miracle. Have you ever seen the movie Miracle?
Why does that sound so familiar? I feel like I watched
Herb Brooks.
Miracle movie.
The Miracle on Ice, the team, 1980. Great movie. Oh my gosh, our coach mate used to make us do that drill again. He blows the whistle.
I watched this.
I think I've seen that movie 20 times. My coach used to make us watch it.
I just noticed because of the white guy. Not trying to be this guy.
It's okay. Herb Brooks.
Yeah.
Yeah, great movie.
Yeah.
Great movie. It's on Disney.
Yeah.
Disney
Plus.
I
watched it, yeah.
Not sponsored. I used to watch it on DVD.
Dang, throwback.
Yeah, throwback. Now I'm thinking about it. I kind of want a Miracle hockey jersey.
Do you have a team? Florida has a team or no?
Yeah, I'm a Capitals fan. I told you I like Ovechkin.
Capitals.
I'm trying to find my USA shirt.
Was it Grady's the best?
Who?
Grady?
Gretzky.
Sorry. See?
Gretzky.
Little hockey knowledge.
See, I can't find my USA t-shirt. I just had it earlier. Anyways, yeah, Gretzky's the best hockey player of all time. The Great One. That's his nickname. Ovechkin's about to pass him in goals if he does it this year.
Is that equivalent to LeBron passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
That's a really good one. I'm glad you asked me that. I don't know. It's a lot harder to score goals in hockey than it is to score points in basketball.
100%. Oh, and the value doesn't change because you can shoot more threes. Whereas
this feat is insane.
Okay.
He's 16 goals away from breaking Wayne Gretzky's record.
How many games does he have left?
There is they play 82, I think, in the NHL. So I think there's their All-Star break right now, the Four Nations. So there's 40.
He has a good shot.
It's going to be very. Ovechkin's also 38 years old. He also missed a month earlier this year. Last year in November, December, he broke his leg. He broke his fibula, and he came back after a month.
That would be
That's
awesome.
how tough hockey. That's how tough hockey players are.
Dang.
I'm going to the game March 7th against the Red Wings Friday night in the Capitals game. My hockey number was 8 for Ovechkin.
I'll start watching for sure.
Dude, Ovechkin, man. Oh, if he breaks the record this year, will be insane. One of my buddies, Jake Murphy, actually works for the Capitals. He actually works for the Capitals, and he said it's going to be insane when he breaks it, dude. When he breaks that record, it's going to be like.
No one thought it was possible?
It was always in reach, I guess, but I don't think really anyone thought it was possible because it's 950 goals, I think it is. Hey, Siri, how many goals does Wayne Gretzky have all time in the NHL? 894.
That's crazy.
Yeah. 894. Ovechkin's 16 away.
That's actually a crazy amount. Jesus Christ.
Goals. Do we think it's harder to hit a home run, or is it harder to score a goal? Score a goal.
Probably a goal, yeah. I see. Yeah. See my guy Shohei.
Also, too, the way Gretzky, the way the NHL was back then to the way it is now, they didn't wear helmets back then. And sometimes.
Oh, okay.
They didn't wear helmets.
They
didn't wear
crazier context.
I think it was easier to score back then than it is now because the goalies are better than they were back then. I mean, you had goalies back then with Jason masks on, like this, and some of them were drunk, showing up to the game, didn't even know where they were.
Yeah.
Gretzky's a very special player, though.
He's the Tom Brady of hockey. So I've heard.
Yeah, Gretzky is literally the Tom Brady of hockey. He's so fun. Back in his day, the great one, he played for the Rangers. He played for the Kings. He played for the Oilers.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, he
didn't say one.
A little
bit. Okay. Is it normal, out of curiosity, for hockey players to?
It depends. I mean, Sidney Crosby's been on the Penguins his entire career. So is Ovechkin. I mean, it's pretty normal for a player to stay. The loyalty, they don't get paid as much either. So bouncing around, if you're if you're a cornerstone player in the NHL, you usually don't move around very often.
Okay.
Like it's very rare if you do.
The only thing I know about hockey is I know the Arizona Coyotes switched to Utah.
Yes, Utah hockey.
Yeah.
Utah.
They were trying to be the Yetis
Club.
at first.
Yeah, Utah Hockey Club. Their name is still under potentially going to change.
Oh, so wait, do they have a team this year?
Yeah, Utah Hockey Club.
Oh, so they're equivalent to like the Washington football team, like when they're like going through their
yes, and then you have the Seattle Kraken as well. They're an expansion team. So there's 2 expansion teams in the NHL: the Las Vegas Golden Knights and the Seattle Kraken.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And the Capitals beat the Las Vegas Golden Knights in the Stanley Cup back in 2018. Ovechkin's first Stanley Cup.
I'll try and watch. Yeah, I'll get into hockey hopefully.
Definitely with with the USA Canada on Thursday night.
Probably the best way for me to get into it.
Probably the best way to get into it. You're gonna be like, Joseph, holy shit, that guy just checked that guy into the boards. I'm like, yeah, let's go.
Okay.
All right, guys. I think that does it for us. Thank you guys again for tuning in to another episode. Make sure to hit that like, subscribe, comment button on YouTube. Make sure to follow Ethan's TikTok at The Couch Reports. Make sure to follow the Instagram at The Inquisitive Mamba Pod. Make sure to hit that follow button on Spotify. We will see you guys next week after 4 Nations when USA beats Canada on their home ice. We're going to be chugging maple syrup after we win.
Okay,
Canadian maple syrup. Let's go. Give it to us. Give it to us. Maybe chug a couple beers after the game. But there's no real, like, other than the 4 Nations, and NBA comes back later this week. But other than that, there really isn't much on. It's like this weekend went by so slow because there wasn't a whole lot of sports on.
Yeah, I know. Another month until the free agency starts.
We got Combine at the end of this month as well, but I really hope that I wish the NHL would have put NHL. Yeah, well, they can't because of the All-Star break, but I wish they would have put this USA Canada game on Friday night. It'd be so electric.
That actually would have been.
The players have to turn around and basically get ready for the rest of the regular season. They've got to take off their 4 Nations cap after USA beats Canada on Thursday. However, we will see you guys next time. As always, keep going, keep pushing. Shout out to Ethan's Birds for winning the bowl. He had a great time in Philly. We had a great time this past weekend. We went out, we had some fun. Get my doctor checkup tomorrow for my foot, so I'm excited about that. I'm feeling a little better. The foot's moving better, but excited to hear what he'll have to say tomorrow because I'm so tired of this boot, dude. I hate this boot so much. All right, guys. We will see you guys next week. Peace.